So you know that meme from like The Office with the two pictures? Yeah, that.
I didn't edit Brax out of the photo. It's a different photo.
This is not going to be fun for me to record because I'm going to sit here and have to fact check everything. But thank God that I don't need to do that actually, because the Serto for once actually did a decent job of, doing their job. I am so proud of this community. So how I ended up talking about this was that I was walking around in my living room and I was about to go upstairs, but under the stairs I saw a hole in the wall, or so I thought. Turns out it was actually just the corner of my phone screen with Twitter open and I saw Atsu's profile pic. Deserto has recently released a new article talking about the Atsu Tectone Braxophone drama. If you want a TLDR, I recommend watching Stjork's video on how Atsu destroyed his entire reputation, because unironically, I ain't rereading all of that shit. On June 8th, Atsu dropped a new document talking about how he lost everything, and about how he wants to... Yeah, this is not something I want to joke about, because I genuinely was in this state 2 years ago. And Atsu needs help. But the thing is, as much as I want to really be caring and concerning about this, the only problem I have is that he brought this upon himself. How did he bring it upon himself? Well, I'll explain to you with some made-up story. Imagine that you have a group of friends, and there are two people in this group of friends that are very close together, almost inseparable. Nobody has an issue with these two people, they're great guys. But they might have an issue with them when going out in public, because they may or may not get a little bit rowdy, just being a little bit loud, but some people just don't care about people that are like that. It might get a little bit too much, but they just kind of sit there and just have their fun. And it's nothing too serious. And other people in the group don't necessarily mind that too much, but you, in this instance, absolutely despise it. And it's frustrating because you like interacting with these people in private. They're great, but the 180 once you go out in public is too much for you. So imagine this. You kind of just pile everything up. All of this frustration, you just pile it up, and you don't express it at any point. So one day you go out with them for lunch, and it happens again. And this time, it's enough. You cannot take it anymore. You've got too much frustration you can mentally store. Your body can't even handle it either. It needs to get out now. But you have two choices. The first choice being, you calmly get up and tell your friends, guys, I'll leave early, I need to do something, we'll talk about something later in private. Get that frustration out, get in a better state of mind, and then talk to your friends about the issues you have with them. Or you can do choice number 2, which is spill the hypothetical glass of frustration out on your two friends, say something like they do this on purpose and that they're absolutely horrible friends. And there are two outcomes for these situations, with the first one just being conflict resolution. In the first situation, things are solved. People come to terms, people understand each other better, there might have been boundaries set, and mutual understanding has been achieved, and you just move on. However, in the second situation, which is a bit more long-winded, it ends up in this way. Word gets spread about what happened that day. The people that feel the same about these two people go to you, and you guys start hanging out with each other more, while the other two gets absolutely ridiculed for their behavior, the way they are as people, and so on. However, there's a big problem with this, besides the fact that you did an asshole move. But now the people that you have been surrounded with will act the same way if this situation was presented to them. So can you guess what happens when somebody starts having a problem with another person? Yep, the cycle continues. And if you haven't caught on already, Atsu was presented with this situation and he chose option number 2. But not only that, he decided to just say that everyone else's problems were their problems and it was none of his business and he had nothing to do with it, when he was the one that instigated something like this happening in the first place. And now you're seeing that unfold right in front of your eyes. But I didn't tell you one thing. The people that you ridiculed, they moved on and realized what you did was not the right course of action. Because of your words, people have inherently bad impressions of those two guys. They have to sit through hell, while you sit there with your current group of people with a delusion of righteousness. Because people took your word. They agreed with your sentiment and took it as fact. Taking feelings and turning them into facts in your head is dangerous. Depending on where those feelings are coming from, they can sit and linger in your head for years, and can get especially worse when you see those people moving on and not caring about it as much as you do. Well, you wouldn't say that, you don't care, right? Well, unfortunately, you do still care subconsciously, but you don't want to admit it. because you're basically sitting with a problem that you never solved with another person, and your ahamkara is getting in the way, and the drama is basically now the falling out. And there's a bunch of other things I could talk about, like, you know, the Braxophone pop quiz. And well, apparently the first one is true and is already public knowledge to some extent. Apparently Toronto lives with the partnerships manager for Hoya creators, Sunmilk. If this is the case, yeah, his career is over. Just put it in the garbage already. And if you are a person with a logical and sound mind, please consider liking and subscribing. Leave a comment if you like cats. And I'll see you next time whenever I find something that pisses me the fuck off. Peace.